Hi fellas, I know it's been a while. I feel like I'm always saying that when it comes to this channel, and I genuinely do feel bad about not being as consistent as I should be over here. First time I'm uploading in months and it's not even My Hero Academia related, you know, how dare I? I'm disgusting. However, I think you My Hero fans will love the series I'm going to be talking about today, which is Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen has been an ongoing series in Weekly Shonen Jump since March of 2018. I had been hearing great things about it from close friends as well as other YouTubers I follow on social media, but just never took the time to get into it. I've always been the type of person who hasn't really gotten into manga series until there's an anime adaptation for said series. Well, a couple days ago, the first episode of the Jujutsu Kaisen anime released. Honest to God, dude, I really wish I'd gotten into it sooner, honestly. For me to be as hyped as I was while watching this episode when I had no clue what was going on, if I knew what was going to happen and got to see it animated so well, I would have been absolutely losing it. MAPPA really seems like they're going all out with this anime, and I'm totally here for it. I loved the way the episode opened with our main protagonist, Yuji Itadori, already in a desperate situation, supposedly about to be executed by a man named Satoru Gojo, who is the teacher in charge of first years at Jujutsu Tech, which is soon to be the main school Yuji attends. That's how you set a tone for the first episode, man. 30 seconds to a minute in, and I already had several questions as to what was going on. Luckily, the episode pretty much lets the audience know by the end of the episode how Yuji got into that particular situation. It was one of those episodes that showed the events leading up to those first 30 seconds to the minute of the episode in the beginning. Other shows, not even necessarily anime, have done this format with certain episodes before, and I've always loved it. I'm not sure if there's a specific wording / phrasing for this. I feel like there should be. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments, because I'm actually not sure. This opening is a bop and a half. I saw some people say the song was trash too. I'm sorry, but I have to respectively disagree. This song is incredible. Just listen to this main riff at the beginning. It's so damn catchy. Visuals also incredible. Once the episode properly begins laying out the events leading up to Yuji's execution, we get some insight on Yuji's home life. His parents are presumably out of the picture due to nobody being in the house with him, and his grandfather is bedridden at a hospital. He likes to visit his grandfather on a regular basis, but his grandfather gets annoyed by his grandson's constant visits, just wanting him to focus on his school club activities. Cut to late at night to Yuji's school, where our second main protagonist, Megumi Fushiguro, is introduced.
Black-haired secondary protag, Sasuke ripoff.
Don't worry, they're nothing alike personality-wise. He's looking for some kind of cursed object that's hidden on the school grounds, only to find it's not in the container it's supposed to be in. That specific item ends up being the catalyst to Yuji's current situation with Gojo. Even from this brief screen time, I was able to figure out here that Fushiguro was a first-year student at Jujutsu Tech because he talked to Gojo on the phone about the object being missing. Even though Gojo wasn't physically there, it was easy to tell it was him because of his voice. Yuichi Nakamura, man, any role he's in, he pulls off so well. I love his voice. Here we get a glimpse of Yuji's school life. Although he's very naturally athletic and strong, he's not a fan of partaking in sports, so he mostly spends his time with the occult club. They basically just try to learn about anything supernatural / otherworldly while having fun. Apparently, Yuji's athleticism is so good that the track and field coach borderline forced him to join the team and wouldn't let him off the hook unless Yuji beat him in a shot put contest. Which he did win, by the way. Bro, how did his whole arm not fall out of the socket? He threw that thing like it was a baseball. And it was hard enough to the point where it got stuck on a soccer net bar. While this is going on, Fushiguro is walking around the rugby field of campus and noticing a grade 2 curse monster lurking in the area. Apparently, it's because of the cursed object that went missing. As Yuji leaves school grounds to go visit his grandpa, Fushiguro feels the presence of the missing object right as Yuji runs past him. This begins his pursuit of Yuji to get the object back. The relationship Yuji and his grandfather had was very interesting, to say the least. Obviously, they both love each other a lot, but it was just strange seeing how casually they were talking about how the grandfather was going to die. Like when Yuji told him he didn't want to hear what his grandfather had to say about his parents, to not act all cool before going away forever. But the last thing his grandfather says to him, it was very heartwarming. Because he's such a strong kid, he wants him to save as many people as he can, even if he loses his way, and to just make sure he dies surrounded by people who's close to him. And not gonna lie, I was not expecting him to die in the first episode. I mean, considering he was in the opening, I thought he would play some type of role for a longer period of time, even if it was minor. Obviously, if he's in the hospital, there's, more of a chance that he will die in the future, but I didn't think it was going to happen in the first episode. I feel like this type of thing is really rare for a shonen to do, but it didn't feel out of place or anything per se. Just unexpected, mainly because of how he was in the opening. Fushiguro eventually shows up to the hospital explaining the cursed object situation to Yuji. Basically, that cursed object was placed at his school to keep away other curses. Curses are pretty much just manifestations of humanity's negative emotions, and once those emotions pile up more and more, curses can be formed. And these curse monsters end up increasing Japan's death toll more and more as the years go by. The cursed object at Yuji's school in particular was starting to attract more curses due to how old it was and how powerful it was. The ceiling that was placed on it was thousands of years old, so even a human couldn't remove the ceiling at this point. Yuji hands over the box, but the sealed object wasn't in there anymore. Fushiguro must have only scented the remnants of the object rather than the object itself. It turns out the other 2 members of the occult club were at school planning on unsealing it out of curiosity, which means it's very likely they were going to die. My god, did Mappa pop off with the action sequences here. Fushiguro's curse dogs looked so cool in action. The way the curses moved around, I genuinely felt uncomfortable, but in this case, that's a good thing. Even though Yuji can't use curse energy, he was still putting in some solid work against these monsters because of how naturally athletic he is. I love the way he swept into action to save his friends even if he hadn't known them for very long, taking his grandfather's dying words to heart right away by saving them. Things begin to look grim when another curse monster begins overpowering both Yuji and Fushiguro. Yuji makes a last-ditch effort to overpower the monster by consuming the cursed object, aka Ryomen Sukuna's finger, in order to gain more cursed energy. There was a 1 in a million chance he would survive after eating it, according to Fushiguro. Bro, when he killed that thing by just swiping his hand upwards, my jaw was on the floor. He didn't even make physical contact with that thing. Although Yuji beat the 1 out of a million odds by surviving, he got possessed by the strongest curse there is. Granted, Yuji does seem to be able to suppress Sukuna a bit, though. The episode ends with Fushiguro declaring Yuji no longer human, so he must be exorcised. Usually, I wait until after the first season of an anime to finish before I pick up the manga, but in JJK's case, I already started reading. As of this video, I'm on chapter 27, and I regret nothing. I genuinely believe the show will blow up, and it really deserves to as well. Like, I really want this to go Demon Slayer levels of viral, honestly. Great animation, original story premise, stacked voice cast to boot. Please give it a try. I think that just about does it for this video, though. Let me know in the comments down below if you're going to check out the series now after watching this video, and if you have checked it out already, what did you think of this first episode? I'd love to know your thoughts. Per usual, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, take care, bye-bye.